Promotions in association with RTL Television present 12 rounds of boxing for the light heavyweight championship of the world. Und jetzt, meine Damen und Herren, aus der Westhaler Frankfurt Online Deutschland, introducing first, in the red corner, wearing black with gold stars, weighing 78.8 kilograms. This 1988 Olympic silver medal winner is now a professional with 14 victories and 10 KOs without a loss. He's a native of Georgetown, Diana, but now lives and fights out of Toronto, Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the #1 ranked challenger in the world, the undefeated Egerton. And his opponent across the ring, in the blue corner, wearing black with white trim, weighing in at 79.1 kilograms. This 1988 Olympic gold medal champion has a perfect professional record of 25 victories and 12 medals. And ladies and gentlemen, from Frankfurt, Deutschland, presenting the undefeated light heavyweight champion.
Some important facts here. We're scheduled for 12 rounds. We're going under the IBF rules today. There'll be no safety by the bell in any round. No standing 8 count, and the 3 knockdown rule is not in effect. Your referee is Chris Wallison. He's from the United States. Your judges today, Enzo Scala from Italy, Torben Hansen from Denmark, Walter Cavalieri from Italy. Supervisor for the IBF is Benedetto Montella. We're getting ready here. And I'll tell you, my employer on this fight, Cedric Kushner, loves to yell at me and tell me I'm too much of a fan, but this is one that I've been waiting for. And here we go, round number 1. Henry Maske, the champion. He's in the black shorts with the white stripe. Egerton Marcus, also in the black shorts that say "Bad Man" on the back of them. Maske looking for his 6th successful defense of a title that he won back in March of 1993 against Prince Charles William in a 12-round decision. And a good right-hand lead drops in there. On the part of the orthodox style of Egerton Marcus, he's the heavier hitter of the 2 punches. Marcus has 10 KOs in his 14 wins. Maske, not necessarily known for his punching power, he's got 11 KOs in his 25 wins. Since winning the title, he's successfully defended it 5 times. Only twice, though, has he been able to stop his opponents. His defenses, of course, coming against Anthony Hembrick. Also a rematch of sorts from the Olympics. That went to 12-round distance. David Vedder, 12-round distance. He stopped Ernie Magdaleno in 9. Andrea Maggi went the distance to 12 in his last defense. He stopped veteran Iran Barkley in the 10th round. He's in with a much different type of fighter, though, today. Probably his toughest test. Heavy-hitting Egerton Marcus. Marcus works the body inside. MO on Maske is that he's very, very awkward, and there's only 60 seconds to go here in round number 1. Not a bad round for challenger Egerton Marcus. Pressing the action thus far. Landed a couple of heavy blows And there again, good left hook over the top of Maske's right. We're scheduled for 12 here today. Trying to get Maske started here, but a good first round, but a challenger from Toronto, Canada, Egerton Marcus. Round number 2. It's the IBF Light Heavyweight Championship, therefore it's scheduled for 12. We're live from Frankfurt, Germany on the Cedric Kushner Sports Network. I'm Arnie Tokyo Rosenthal, and a very good first round for the challenger, Egerton Marcus. If you missed some of our points earlier in the program, this is a rematch of sorts. These two met the 1988 Seoul Olympics. Maske taking a 3-round decision. The facts and the circumstances a little different, though. It was at 160 pounds. It was only 3 rounds, and Egerton Marcus broke his hand in the first round. Here they are almost 7 years later. Maske now a veteran of 25 fights with 11 knockouts. Plagued by that same hand injury, Egerton Marcus only a veteran of 14 fights, but he's got 10 KOs. Maske came in at 174 pounds today. Marcus, the aggressor so far, 173.5 pounds. Good right hand to the body. Maske can't seem to get unwound here. Marcus has a big advantage over any other opponent thus far that Maske's fought. He's seen him before. Might have been different circumstances, but he knows what he's getting. Halfway through round number 2, and a good left hook lands. And that's about the 3rd good left hook thus far in the fight. I take a look at Mickey Duff looking up from ringside, and Mickey's always told me, he said, if I had to put somebody in with Henry Maske, I wouldn't know how to tell him to fight him. Apparently thus far, Lou Duber and Ronnie Shields, whatever they've told Egerton Marcus seems to be working. He lands a good double jab on champion Maske. Again, Maske not known for his punching power. He's only got 11 KOs. And he lands a good left-right combination of his own. Didn't seem to bother Marcus much, though. Marcus was out for 2 years due to a hand injury. Thus far, he's had only 66 professional rounds compared to 188 professional rounds for Maske. As we come to under 30 seconds in round number 2. 67. Maske's had more championship rounds than Marcus has had total rounds in his career, 67 to 66. Under 10 seconds to go in round number 2. We're scheduled for 12. We're live in Frankfurt, Germany. IBF Light Heavyweight Championship. Appreciative sellout crowd. It's been sold out here for 2 months at the Festhalle. We take a look again at the corner of Egerton Marcus, who at this point has to be very pleased with his performance. We take a look at second round action. That right hand lead goes right through the gloves of Maske and backs him up. Take a look at it from another angle. And Maske, who's supposed to be the awkward of the two, having trouble figuring out Egerton Marcus. Henry Maske's corner with Manfred Boca, Kenny Mancini, veteran cut man out of England. That's been his corner his whole pro career. Round number 3, we're live in Frankfurt. Another good round for Egerton Marcus. But you got to wonder, does he want to let it go to the scorecards here in Frankfurt, Germany? He's the heavier hitter of the two. He's got 10 KOs and just his 14th pro wins. And a good right-hand lead over the top. Rocks the champion Maske. Got approximately a 72% knockout ratio. That's compared to the 44% of Maske. And Maske's only 33% knockouts in title fights. Marcus held, in terms of titles, the NABF, North American Boxing Federation title. She won a bout with Art Bayless back in '92. He defended that title 3 times and then vacated it. Recently, a fellow that Maske knows well, Prince Charles Williams, fought for that vacant title against Murphy Sosa in what thus far has been the fight of the year, and that fight was called the technical draw when both fighters couldn't continue, with Sosa way ahead on the scorecards. But right now, Egerton Marcus posing much bigger threat to Henry Maske than Charlie Williams ever did. No judges here today from Germany. We remind you again, 2 judges from Italy, 1 judge from Denmark. And the referee, I'm sure you recognize, Chris Wallison, who I'm told just left Virginia Beach for Boston, moved up to my neck of the woods up in New England. Marcus doesn't seem to be having much problem with the left-handed style of Maske, landing the right-hand lead. Minute to go here. Round number 3. It's scheduled for 12. The crowd gets excited at any little thing that Henry does. They haven't had much to cheer about thus far, but it's early. Maske's 31 years of age, Marcus 30. But at least in terms of rounds and fights, Maske at this point the more experienced of the two. Maske starting to get the range a little bit. He's got that jab working. Didn't see much of it the first 2 rounds. Good finish for Henry Maske. Was it enough to steal the round, though? Out of the Festhalle, been sold out here for 2 months. It's round number 4. Scheduled for 12. This is the IBF Light Heavyweight Championship. That's champion Henry Maske. Black shorts, white stripes. Egerton Marcus. He's in the black shorts. They say Marcus on him. That's easy enough. First 2 rounds were all Marcus. Unofficially on my card, Henry Maske came on in the 3rd round, started to establish the jab. I've got Marcus up 2 rounds to 1. Maske trying to get his 6th consecutive title defense, title that he won back from Charlie Williams. Good left hook to the body by Marcus, countered by Maske. And good body attack in general on the inside by Marcus. Maske looking to get that jab established again. He did a good job with it in the tail end of round number 3. Sure, a lot of people would like to see Maske get through this today and then look for a unification title fight, possibly. Nice shot lands in there by Maske. The crowd gets very excited here easily. Other champions in the light heavyweight division include Virgil Hill and Mike McCallum. Halfway gone in round number 4. The question is, though, would Maske venture to North Dakota, and would Virgil venture out of his North Dakota palace and come all the way to Germany? An interesting fight, nevertheless. I know Mike McCallum, used to fighting in Europe, would come over here. But then again, we've got a long way to go, and we might be talking about who Egerton Marcus is going to fight in his next fight. Under 60 seconds to go here in round number 4, and there's a lot of good contenders out there in a 75-pound weight class. A fellow named Tony's moved up to 75. Roy Jones threatening to come up. There's a slight abrasion, top of the left eye of Maske. Can't tell how serious it is yet. He's pouring at it a little bit. Maske has a propensity to cut, and he has a propensity to walk into that left hook of Marcus one more time. And there's 30 seconds to go in this round. We'll see if Marcus can capitalize on that. He's stunned Maske with that. He's got Maske in the corner. Maske drops in the short left of his own. Seems to be clear-headed at the moment. We'll be coming to the end of round number 4. Round number 5 on the Cedric Kushner Sports Network. I'm Arnie Tokyo Rosenthal. We're live from Frankfurt, Germany. Henry Maske, world champion, looking for a 6th consecutive title defense, having his hands filled with the man he knows from 1988. Won a 3-round decision over him at the Seoul Olympics to win the 160-pound gold medal. Marcus broke his hand in the first round of that fight. Both hands seem to be well healed now. They plagued him in his pro career. He had to take 2 years off. He's had only 14 professional fights compared to Maske's 25. At the moment, though, lands a good right hand lead on the face of Maske. He's backing up. 31-year-old Maske, not looking particularly fast thus far. Has a habit of cutting. Tends to be pouring in his face right now as if he's looking to see if it's any blood coming down. And he catches Marcus on the way in. Maske, though, not known for his punching power. As we've mentioned, only 11 KOs in his 25 fights and only a 33% knockout ratio in championship fights. Marcus certainly the heavier hitter. 10 KOs in his 14 pro fights. Halfway gone here. Round number 5. We're scheduled for 12. Good jab sneaks in there by Marcus. Not a punch that's been very effective, though, for him thus far in this fight. Good left hooks, body shots, right hand leads on the part of Marcus. Maske, when he's gotten the jab working, has been a lot more effective, and there's a minute to go in the 5th round. Got to watch for those clash of heads in close. Anthony Hembrick, among others, busted open the eyes of Henry Maske with headbutts. There's a nasty abrasion on the top of the left eye of Maske. Maske puts in a left-hand lead of his own. Doesn't seem to be getting any momentum going here. And he catches a very good left upper hook. Caught Marcus coming in and buckled his legs. And we're going to come to the end of round number 5. Tough round to judge. Outside of the Festhalle, sold out here in Frankfurt, Germany. Round number 6. This is scheduled for 12. Marcus has been the 12-round distance one time. That was against Earl Butler in a defense of his NABF belt. He won 11 one time with Art Bayless. Henry Maske has been the 12-round distance 4 times. Part and parcel to the fact that he doesn't have all that much punching power. Start of this round Round number 6 seems to be one of the slower. Good combination by Maske. Marcus seems considerably slower this round, less active. Maske starting to get the range and landed some good combinations in there. Starting to get his timing down, getting out of the way of the rushing Egerton Marcus. Henry not necessarily a fast starter. Came on real strong in the late rounds when he won the title from Prince Charles Williams. Took him a few rounds to figure him out. Having his best round thus far with Egerton Marcus. It's a warning though from Chris Wallison. Stop pulling the head down. And he catches, beautiful left. Catches Marcus on the way in. And we're halfway, more than halfway gone here in round number 6. Good jab, starting to do some damage on Marcus. Marcus looking the more fatigued at this point. As we mentioned earlier in the round, Marcus has only been 12 rounds one time. Henry Maske has been 12 rounds 4 times. Maske's had 188 total rounds as a pro, 67 of them championship rounds. Marcus has only had a total of 66 rounds. And again, another warning to Maske for pulling down on the head of Egerton Marcus. He looks over at Chris Wallison as if to say, he's making me do it. I can see a very concerned Wilfred Sauerland, promoter of Henry Maske, moving back and forth at ringside. We're live in Frankfurt, Germany on the Cedric Kushner Sports Network. I'm Arnie Tokyo Rosenthal. We're in the 7th round of the highly anticipated rematch of sorts between Henry Maske and Egerton Marcus. In case you're just joining us and you don't know, these two met at the 1988 Olympic Games, Seoul, Korea. Maske winning a 3-round decision, but Marcus breaking his hand in the first round. That was at 160 pounds. Today we're fighting, of course, at the IBF limit of 175 pounds. Maske came in 1 pound under at 174. Marcus 173.5 pounds. I've got it dead even at the end of 6, unofficially 57-57. Giving the 5th, 6th, and 3rd rounds to champion Henry Maske. 1st, 2nd, 4th to Egerton Marcus. Maske getting the range now, though, boxing well, establishing the jab, getting away from the onslaughts of Marcus. He's had warnings, though, from Chris Wallison for pulling down the head of Marcus. Doesn't want to lose a point in this fight if it goes the distance. Left uppercut landed on the way in on Marcus. Much more confident look now on the face of Maske. He continues to rub at that abrasion, though, on the top of the left eye, as we're a little more than halfway gone here in round number 7. No German judges today. 2 judges from Italy, 1 judge from Denmark. Referee, of course, Chris Wallison from the United States. Egerton Marcus, born in Guyana, raised in Toronto, Canada, residing right now in Virginia Beach. Throwing a looping telegraphed right hand over the top. He'd really have to catch Henry Maske sleeping to land that one. And again, he's going to get a warning again from Chris Wallison, but it's not fault. Bending at the waist as we come to the 30-second mark in round number 7 is Egerton Marcus. Left uppercut continues to land to Henry Maske. Although known for his knockouts, the last 2 fights of Egerton Marcus have both gone the distance. 12-round fight with Earl Butler back in April of '94, and then he went a 10-round distance with Guy Stanford in a non-title go, 10 rounds. And they're calling that a knockdown. We couldn't see the angle on the shot, but Egerton Marcus definitely slipped down on one knee. We don't know if it's exhaustion. Lou Duva questioning the call by referee Chris Wallison. We didn't see a punch. We don't know if it was exhaustion, a slip, or whatever. So for whatever reason, Marcus came out, and Lou Duva's going wild at ringside. Not uncharacteristically, we might add. There's referee Chris Wallison. We'd love to have an official on what that was about, and whether or not you'd really call that even a 10-8 round. Usually if there's a knockout, it can be a 10-8 round. It's not a requirement. There's a left that Maske landed. Exactly where it landed, whether it was on the chin or wherever, but he's pushing down, certainly pushing hard down on the back of Egerton Marcus. And I'd have, as we come out for round number 7, round number 8, I'd have to say that that was not a knockdown, that it was a push. Marcus might have been stunned, but he was certainly, in my opinion, pushed to the canvas by Henry Maske, who nevertheless had an excellent round. Optional to call it 10-8. Lou Duva going wild, screaming at officials at ringside. But as we mentioned, coming out for round number 7, and to a certain extent round number 6, Egerton Marcus did not have the fire and fury that he had before. 12 rounds, something he's only done one time. He's had only 14 professional fights, only 66 professional rounds. Again, compared to Maske's 188, Maske's had 67 championship rounds going into this fight. It's unusual that Chris Wallison would call that a knockdown in light of the fact that he gave 2 warnings to Henry Maske for doing exactly what forced Marcus to the canvas, which was pushing down on his head. On the replay, we couldn't exactly see how clean the blow was or how telling it was on Egerton Marcus. Marcus didn't seem to dispute the knockdown as much as his cornerman Lou Duva did. Another good combination landed by champion Henry Maske. We're halfway through round number 8. It's scheduled for 12. IBF Light Heavyweight Championship on the line. Henry Maske looking for his 6th consecutive title defense. And a very low blow on the part of Egerton Marcus. Gets a warning from Chris Wallison, and there's under a minute to go. Round number 8. Maske moving Marcus around pretty much at will right now. Doubling up on the jab. And again, that was actually the 3rd warning. I'll remind Chris Wallison. He says that's my 2nd. Again, for grabbing behind the head and pulling on Egerton Marcus. And all Maske again this round. Marcus can't get on the inside. And when he does, Henry tying him up. Under 10 seconds to go in round number 8. We're live from Frankfurt, Germany on the Cedric Kushner Sports Network. Take a look here at round 8 action, and there's the low blow. Henry pays back, though. with a left hook. See some infighting here. Clean left hook landing on the part. Henry Maske. And the momentum has totally shifted. And oh, there's that low blow. I would have to call that intentional. Egerton Marcus had to see where he was planting that punch. Sellout crowd here, Frankfurt, Germany at the Festhalle. Round number 9. And the momentum shift has been major. The champion, Henry Maske. Unofficially, I've got him up 77-75 at the end of 8 rounds, taking rounds 5 through 8 consecutively. Didn't award a 10-8 though in round number 7. That's my option. Judges' option as well. We have 2 judges from Italy today, 1 from Denmark. The referee Chris Wallison from the U.S. saw it as a knockdown. There's a fellow you're going to be seeing shortly. That's Axel Schultz being interviewed by German announcer Kai Abel. Axel Schultz coming to the U.S. tomorrow for a press conference with Big George Foreman, who he'll be meeting April 22nd on home box office. And George may be in for a tougher fight than everyone thinks. And at George's age, they all got to be tough. Crowd getting very much behind Henry Maske. Little nervous for the first 3 or 4 rounds. He's put 4 consecutive rounds together, looking excellent. We're halfway gone here in round number 9. And as we get into the later rounds, it's going to be much more to the advantage of Henry Maske. He's been 12 4 times. Marcus has only been there once. And if you saw his fight with Art Bayless into the 11th round, you know he was dead tired. He had a very tough time with Earl Butler. Going to full 12 and a good left-right combination by Maske. And that staggered the very, very tired Egerton Marcus. Under 60 seconds to go in round number 9. And Marcus, who extended a lot of energy in the first 3 rounds, can't seem to penetrate anymore through Henry Maske's defense. One thing he's got going for him, Maske not much of a knockout threat. Has a 33% knockout percentage in title fights. Marcus comes in with 10 KOs in his 14 pro fights. Both fighters undefeated. And we're coming to the end of round number 9. We're under 10 seconds to go. Another good round for champion Henry Maske, and a discouraging one for the very tired Egerton Marcus. Round number 10. The IBF Light Heavyweight Championship. We're scheduled for 12. I'm Arnie Tokyo Rosenthal on the Cedric Kushner Sports Network. Say hello to everybody listening to us on the ProStar Entertainment Network throughout the United States. Big momentum shift in this fight. It's been all Maske in the second half. I've got him up unofficially after 9, 87-84. Egerton Marcus looking fatigued that last round. Actually looking fatigued since the 6th round. One knockdown in the 7th round. A controversial one sent Lou Duver off like a firecracker. So controversial at the end of the round. Looked like it was a push. I didn't score it as a 10-8 round. Oh, 2 good left uppercuts. And again a warning from Chris Wallison. I don't know if that's, he held up one finger, and since that wasn't the first warning, I believe he just took a point away from Henry Maske for holding behind the head. Very reminiscent, Muhammad Ali with referee Tony Perez. Veteran promoter Mickey Duff trying to get Chris Wollaston's attention, yelling at him that Marcus is doing the same type of thing. We're halfway gone in round number 10. And a very tired Marcus. Likes to get on the inside now and just hang on. And a big part of the reason that Maske is pulling him behind the head is because a tired Marcus is bending at the waist. The sellout crowd at the Festhalle in Frankfurt, Germany, getting behind their world champion, German Sportsman of the Year, and he rocks Marcus. He's on very shaky legs, but comes back with a good overhand right of his own. Marcus hasn't had a knockout, though, in a year and a half, going back to October '93 against Willie Edwards, where he scored a first-round KO, defending his NABF title. He's been the distance both fights since then against Earl Butler and Guy Stanford. We won't get into Henry Maske's KO history. Not the most significant part about Henry Maske, although in his last fight he did stop former world champion Iran Barkley. And we're going to come to the close of round number 10. And a good combination to close the round by the champion. Okay, the question here now is, was a point taken away? Was a point taken away from Henry Maske for pouring behind the head by referee Chris Wollaston in round number 10? We're still awaiting official word on that, and they're working on that abrasion, which has been on the upper left eye of Maske, going back to round number 3, but they've done a good job keeping it down, and we're taking a look at action here from round number 10. Excellent round for the champion, with the possible exception that he might have had a point taken away for pulling down behind the head. Round number 11, scheduled for 12, IBF Light Heavyweight Championship. Henry Maske, black shorts, white stripe. Egerton Marcus in the black shorts. They say Marcus in front. Low blow dropped in there by Marcus. Henry Maske looking at the referee, Chris Wollaston, who's been on his case all day long, as if to say, aren't you going to give another warning? Because we already got one low blow warning. And another low blow dropped in there, and a headbutt. Receives a warning from referee Chris Wollaston. Kai Abel, the German announcer, we see him in the corner there in your box, interviewing Manfred Volk, trainer of Henry Maske, trainer of young Rudiger Mai we saw earlier today, and of course Torsten Mai, Olympic medalist from the Barcelona Games. Been one knockdown in the fight, and a controversial one at that. Marcus went down. He got hit well by Maske, but was bent at the waist, very similar to that. He got pushed down by Maske. Lou Duva lit up like a firecracker. I thought it was a push myself. Didn't score the round, consequently 10-8. That's unofficial. And unofficially, I've got it 97-93 for Maske through 10. We're halfway through round number 11 now. Marcus appears to be getting into territory where he's going to need a knockdown to try to even this score. But he doesn't appear to be getting any stronger. And when he finally does get inside like that, now, I can't blame that on Henry Maske when Marcus comes in and bends at the waist like this. Marcus, a very tired fighter. Still as of yet awaiting official word whether a point was taken away from Henry Maske in round number 10. As we come to under 30 seconds in round number 11. Oh, and a good right hand by Marcus, and it doesn't seem to be much on his punches. Majority of Marcus's knockouts have come early in fights. His only really late round stoppage was of Art Bayless in 11, and that's after Bayless had him hurt. Other than that, the latest knockout he's ever had was against Andrew Maynard, and that was in the 8th round. Twelfth and final round, and Lou Duva yelling at Egerton Marcus. I probably would have to say he's yelling, you need a knockout. If you're just joining us, first 4 rounds, Marcus looked very good, unofficially taking about 3 out of 4 of them. It's been all Henry Maske since then. 1 knockdown in the fight, a controversial one came in the 7th round near the close. Looked like might have been a push by Maske. Referee Chris Wallison called it a knockout. Once the jab has been established, though, in the lateral motion, Maske got warmed up. It's been all Henry Maske. Going into this round, I've got it 107-102. Henry Maske. That's unofficial scoring. Both judges today, 2 from Italy, 1 from Denmark. Enzo Scala and Walter Cavalieri from Italy. Torben Hansen out of Denmark. Referee today's had his hands full, Chris Wallison. A lot of warnings to Henry Maske about pulling behind the top of the head. Low blow warnings to Egerton Marcus. Seems though that Henry Maske is going to cruise into his 6th consecutive world title defense. Let's review him one more time. It's been Anthony Hembrick, David Vedder, Ernie Magdaleno. Another warning for pulling down the heads. Other 2 defenses, Andrea Maggi, Iran Barkley. Halfway gone in the 5th, 12th, and final round. You can't say that he's ducked anybody. This is the 3rd #1 contender that he's fought. Anthony Hembrick and Magdaleno being the other 2. Perhaps it's time for the unification. See if they can get together, though, with Don King. He promotes Virgil Hill and McCallum. Maske promoted by Cedric Kushner, Wilfred Sauerland. Under a minute to go in the fight. Henry Maske looking to cruise into his 6th consecutive title defense. Egerton Marcus looking to land that 1 lucky blow. Unofficially, he's way behind at this point. Under 30 seconds to go. 12th and final round. And now a warning to both to keep his body up. Referee Chris Wallison doing a good job in this fight. Except for the controversial knockdown, in my opinion. And there you have it. 12th and final round. The fighters don't embrace. Unofficially, on my final scorecard, I've got it 117-111 for Henry Maske. They look confident in his corner. Earlier in the fight, in particular the 1st, 2nd, and 4th rounds, in my opinion, it appeared that Marcus was winning those rounds and having his way with the world champion Henry Maske. Beginning with the 5th, though, right through to the end, it's been all Maske. The hard-punching power of Egerton Marcus really never showed its face. He landed maybe 1 hard blow in the 1st, buckled Henry later in the fight. Maske scored the only knockdown in the fight, a flash knockdown in the 7th. Looked like it came from a push, was a disputed knockdown by Lou Duva, the corner man. There's Axel Schultz. And it's been announced Henry Maske wins a unanimous decision. We're going to try to get the translation on the actual scores. The conclusion didn't seem to be in doubt, so it's 6 consecutive title defenses for IBF Light Heavyweight Champion Henry Maske, who goes to 26-0. Egerton Marcus drops to 14-1. Manages to go the distance with the champion Maske. The fourth person to go the distance with him since he's been champion. There's only 2 world title stoppages coming against Ernie Magdaleno and Iran Barkley. Who will be next? Well, as best as this announcer could make it out, we're looking at 118-110, 118-111, and 118-110 for still world champion Henry Maske. As we mentioned, this was his 6th consecutive title defense. Very good, obviously, at going the distance. Will he get a unification bout with Virgil Hill or Mike McCallum? Perhaps a rematch with newly crowned USBA champ Anthony Hembrick. Perhaps Prince Charles Williams will be back after his draw with Murphy Sosa. Perhaps Sosa, or how about James Toney? Nevertheless, the 6th title defense, he goes to 26-0, remains at 11 knockouts, and sort of set aside any doubts that anybody had over his Olympic victory over Egerton Marcus back in 1988 in Seoul when he won a 3-round decision. A lot of people felt that was because Marcus broke his hand. Well, the circumstances are a little different this time. It was 12 rounds. It was 175 pounds. And of course, we're fighting on Henry's own turf, but a lot of people say, gee, when you fight Henry Maske over in Germany, and I try to explain to them that none of these decisions have been close. It's not like the pencil has gone his way. Every decision he's won in Germany has been clear-cut. 6 very convincing